10 times you should pick the flanker rather than the original. For women and for men, timeline in description. Bonjour fragrance lovers, this is Clemence. I talk about fragrance and welcome back. This is all gonna be when I actually prefer the flanker, and when I say flanker, I'm talking about another edition of a fragrance that's been launched after the original. So it could be eau de parfum, eau de toilette, or something like slightly different interpretation, because yes, if it's eau de parfum and eau de toilette, it's a different fragrance. The composition have been slightly changed. Oh, it's just a lighter version. I was a trainer in luxury fragrances, and how many times I heard consultants saying that on the shop floor. Okay, no. Anyway, let's start with the man. First one is Sauvage. Hola! Me talking about Sauvage. That video starts well. Very generic smelling. It's not my stuff, you see. But I have to say, I've been quite surprised by the new one, which is Sauvage, the Elixir, if I'm correct. You can smell this licorice vibe. Some people say they don't smell it. For me, that's the first thing that crossed my mind. Much more like creamier thick. It was not that Bvlgari before, and I really smell it personally. For me, in this new one, for me, they went to something different, which is really nice. I wouldn't purchase it still because I think it was a bit too much for me, but I appreciate the change of direction. On 1 million Elixir. We stayed in a fragrance that I don't really enjoy. I've smelled recently the Elixir and I was like, ah yes, that's much better. Like I could smell something like a bit more tropical and with more contrast, especially with a strong addition of roses in the fragrance. So it felt a little bit more sensitive, not as much on your face. This was actually a bold move to get that into 1 million, and this is my favorite of the range for sure. Puis Bleu. I used to work for Chanel during 6 years, so I think, and even more actually, because I did my studies with them as well. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, trust me. First one launched was the eau de toilette. I prefer 100% the eau de parfum. For me, that was the best so far. Anytime someone asks me, oh, which one should I pick the eau de parfum, because I know it will suit more people. A perfect balance between freshness of grapefruit and aromatic vibe and ambery trail, which is something that you're missing in the eau de toilette. Of course, it's a fresher version, but I feel it's missing of contrast. Dior Homme, what a wonderful fragrance. I remember the 2011 edition. It was absolutely amazing. Flowery iris, we never smelled that before. Even nowadays, especially nowadays with the new Dior Homme that I don't like at all, sorry. But the Dior Homme Intense is still amazing. More cozy, velvety. You can really smell the iris that is giving powdery vibe to it. Next one is Armani Code. Armani Code. Definitely, I'd rather pick Profumo. If you want to see a bit more of my opinion, you've got this video where I tell you everything about this. But anyway. Gentleman by Givenchy. It's a line that I've never been keen of. Like every time I smell it, I was like, yeah, this is nice, but nothing special. However, they released recently Gentleman Réserve Privée. Duh! It's amazing. Imagine smelling some barrels, you know, where you put the whiskey inside. Very powdery vibe, as rather close to something like a Dior Homme, but with a Bvlgari. Sexy, mysterious, dark. I love it. That will stay my top favorite for a long time, I think now. Bvlgari Man. Alors, Bvlgari Man, I do love it. There's a lot that I really like. The black one is for me something very sexy, long-lasting that I really enjoy. And recently, wood essence that is beautiful. More casual chic vibe because it smells a bit more grassy and it smells a bit more dry, so a bit more gentleman. For a daytime, even office fragrance is beautiful. Prada Luna Rossa. I actually prefer Prada Luna Rossa black, and even in a collection you have the carbon that is great as well, but I prefer the black because it's tone cabin, velvety, a bit like this ambery trail that I really enjoy. It's not hyper beast in the longevity, but I think like for a daytime date or just a restaurant date, like it's beautiful. I actually didn't remember Prada Luna Rossa Classic. It actually exists. This one is Allure by Chanel. The classic Allure is something that is beautiful. However, with the flanker that they release, like, you've got amazing good choices. My favorite one would be the Edition Blanche. It's like a dandy vibe. I wanted to create something easy to wear for the office, but as well like the style. Top, very lemony bergamot-like, and then a dry cedar base, more woody. It's ideal when you want to give something extremely classy for the daytime. Let's go to the ladies. This one is Coco Mademoiselle. Ah, dear. Definitely something I'm not really a fan of nowadays, but I appreciate that it's a juice that's been so loved because it can fit a lot of people. But if I have to recommend something, I'll definitely recommend you to go for the L'Eau Privée one. Recently released, and this one's got like you put some petal of roses in your fragrance and you make it nearly like a sakura tree. You see the vibe, you see? Normally it's something like you wear to go to bed, like they say. For me, it's like a veil of sensuality. I absolutely love it. Excusez-moi. I know how to do a French accent when there's an English accent now. It's chance range, not chance, please. I love the chance, as you can see. I have the classic as well. You can really smell that pink pepper that is very present, and it's the DNA of the line, to be honest. The other release, they make it a little bit more soft. My favorite one is definitely Eau Vive, because you have a profusion of blood orange and it smells very juicy, and I find it so refreshing, and every time I wear it, it's like happiness in a bottle. I think it's triggering some hormonal things, because every time I wear it, I feel happier. L'Interdit, not really the fan. It's a nice fragrance, but I was like, maybe not for me. But I smelled recently L'Interdit Rouge, a little bit more on the sexy vibe, intense, without giving something extremely sweet, which is appreciated, which is something that I didn't really like in the previous one. But anyway, for me, this one is a great creation. Narciso and the poudre one. So you have Narciso Classic that I love. I remember I was there when they actually launched the fragrance. Or it was a relaunch, I'm not too sure. My first job in a perfumery store. Back in the days, they had a challenge, who is gonna sell the most Narciso. It's maybe not good to say on camera, but I'm actually a good seller. But I won the challenge. I was like, selling it like crazy, because when you love it, it's much more easier, isn't it? And they release after the Narciso Poudre. Of course, if you don't like powdery, this is not for you, but it smells like the beauty products you apply, like the powder that you will apply, it smells like a blusher to me. I remember I gifted it to my mom, and after I gifted it, I was so sad. You know when you give something and you regret it after? That was me. Shalimar. I'm touching the iconic. No offense, I love Shalimar Classic, but a special crush from the Souffle de Parfum. Especially if you don't like the Classic, because they are too heavy, too aldehdic, whatever, try the Souffle de Parfum, you will be very surprised. It will make anyone change their mind about the line. Like they suffer like a number 5 from a very strong reputation in the background, so people don't even care to smell the flankers, which is a shame, because usually they do it to touch more people, having something like maybe a little bit more modern. It's like a veil of Shalimar. Extremely mysterious. You know, like you have a charm. You don't need to talk, you have the charm. Well, that's the type of fragrance. I don't know if you follow me on that one, but yeah. Nomade by Chloé. Alors, Nomade, eau de parfum naturel. Loved it. Like, it's one of my favorite summer fragrances at the moment, just because it's very creamy and it smells like a suntan lotion. It smells the Nomade Classic, and I'm not really a fan. I don't know, like there's so much different. It's not that very sunny solar vibe anymore, which is a shame. Next one is Manifesto Elixir, but honestly, you smell the Elixir and then like one spray and like everybody can smell it. If you don't like vanilla, a bomb, like probably not gonna like that, but this is amazing, and unfortunately it's been discontinued, so run if you see this fragrance online. It's exactly like an elixir should smell. It's like a divine potion. I'm not even using it anymore, just because like every time I wear it something bad happened to me. Next one is Prada La Femme. I actually prefer Prada La Femme Intense. That is for me a little bit more on the sexy vibe. I think La Femme Classic is nice, but I don't think anything special in this one. You can smell a thickness, richness in the ingredients. Always got amazing compliment with this fragrance rather than the original. Nina Ricci. I don't even know what's the name of Nina. It's called Nina, isn't it? It's like I don't see anything special in it. It's just like a cute fragrance that smells slightly like apple. I don't know. Like I was like, oh. They released Luna after, and Luna, I don't know. There's something about it that I can't even describe to you that is mesmerizing. Do you know what? Like I'm a fan of Sailor Moon, and when I've seen like the name, first of all, I was like, ah.
You scared me. What are you doing here? Why, Serena, I came to see you, of course.
Totally the vibe. Totally the vibe. My last one, Hermès Caleche. Oh, timeless, timeless, timeless classic. I don't want to touch too much to it because it's beautiful, but there's something that they released after, which is not recent at all. It's Kelly Caleche. This is, my mom used to wear that. So refined and classy. You're not in the sexy at all. There's this image of Cameron Diaz wearing those very, you know, chic dress to go to the office with their attaché case. It makes me think of that, like a boss lady. Leather, but with intense fruity note mixed to it. So it's very special. It's not something that is on trend at all. This leather for me is one of the most beautiful done ever made for women. It's delicate, fresh, invigorating. Something that is in common with old generation fragrance. They were lasting forever, mate. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I was not sure I was gonna put male and woman in the same video. I'm not sure if I will carry on doing that. Let me know if you prefer that or not, but I don't know, I kind of enjoy to put both together because especially like it doesn't do the separation of gender anymore, which is something that is really annoying me, to be honest. Like I would rather speak to fragrance like it's not for women, for men, but it's for everyone. I just realized I forgot a male fragrance. I wanted to talk about le mâle, that I prefer le beau, le fleur du mal, and le parfum. If you're like me, just pick up in every category what you like, but for referencement and for also people that really want to see something a bit more feminine or something a bit more masculine, as the way we have an idea of those. Like it's nice to keep that classification. However, you know that I'd rather eliminate that. I think it's gonna change. Like I think in a few years, like you won't have like this fragrance for women, this fragrance for men, or maybe like, you know, just fragrance you enjoy on men, or I don't know. It's a big debate. I hope you have a lovely day. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please, it would be very nice. We're on the road to the 30k. We're far away from it, but please. To give a big thank you to the people that send me a little tip on my Utip. You can find the link in my description. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.
Viens, je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.